Hello everyone, welcome to our Talking to the Moon video series. Now, we are already in the 26th of June 2023 and we are entering the first quarter moon in Libra. Now, based on the Moonology manifestation oracle cards, the main energy is keep your heart open. Now, the symbol of Libra is a weigh balance. Any balancing scale or any weighing scale, when it is strained in one way or another, it loses its effectivity as a weighing scale. If, for example, its ability to balance itself is sort of strained in one way or another, if a certain part of the weighing scale is somehow obstructed in one way or another, it loses its effectivity as a balancing scale. Now, somehow the invitation of the card is to keep your heart open. This is somehow trying not to put any strain on yourself and in your relationships, to not be rigid but to be more flexible. Like, for example, if you are in a relationship right now, if you put a strain in the relationship, if you restrict the freedom of the person that you care for or you have a relationship with, it will also somehow put a disturbance on the relationship, or it will prevent the relationship to attain a certain equilibrium or a certain balance. There is a need to give a certain openness to possibilities, a certain freedom to the person, to provide certain freedom to the person, to allow the person to come and go, to allow the person to evolve, to allow the person to grow. So it has to be in a relationship that is open for growth and change, open to possibilities. It's the same for us also. It's just to the people that we care for, but also to ourselves, to keep our heart open to new possibilities, not to limit our potential, to always be willing to learn something new, to always be willing to discover new things, to always be willing to have new people to enter our life or to get to know other people also. So in a certain sense, keeping our heart open is opening ourselves to the universe to surprise us, to opening ourselves to things that are new, to possibilities. So somehow that is what the card seems to be telling us right now, to maintain a certain equilibrium in our life by not putting any restraining things, but to keep ourselves open to anything new to come into our life. Now, let's try to read from the handbook that accompanies this card so that we can somehow understand a little bit more the message of keeping our heart open. Are you too attached to someone, or perhaps to your current goal? It is a wonderful thing to care deeply. However, if you start to smother the person or situation you love, you could run into trouble. Work with others as you move towards your goals, but don't become so dependent that you give away your power. Keep your heart open. This card can also suggest that it is time to negotiate something, and the way to manifest your goals now could be to come up with a solution that pleases everyone. So at the same time, also being open also to dialogue, be open also to work together with others in order to come up with something that is beneficial for everyone concerned. So somehow I feel that the card invites us to be more flexible and less rigid. Now, let's try to go to the tarot card reading and let us try to see how this first quarter moon in Libra will unfold in the next few days. Let us start the tarot reading by getting an oracle card from the Moon Magic Oracle deck. Okay, let's see what card we have for today or for this first quarter moon in Libra. We have here glimmering. Okay, it's a beautiful picture you see here. It's as if the moon is, there's a waterfall there, and the light of the moon is turning the waterfall into gold. And the waterfall is before this person. When you look at it, it seems that the waterfall is in front of the person, but it makes it like if it is a light, it's as if the light is falling over the person. And the person is attaining a certain balance. He is able to maintain such a posture because that person has a good balance. So somehow when you look at it, it's quite similar to our card, which is maintaining a certain balance by keeping our hearts open. So you see here, to maintain such a balance, the person has to be relaxed instead of being rigid. So somehow it goes with the energy of maintaining a certain flexibility in our present moment. Now, let's try to see what is the meaning of glimmering in the handbook of the Moon Magic Oracle. The keywords for glimmering are unique, gifts, loving. One of the most sparkling cards in the whole deck, the glimmering, is all the magic of the northern lights. Okay, so these are the northern lights, the aurora borealis, and these lights are very colorful. No wonder that the waterfall is very colorful. So it was, I don't know if it's actually a waterfall or it is already the northern lights, because it changes color. The northern lights changes colors into orange, into green, into blue. Let's continue. Okay. So the glimmering is all the magic of the northern lights manifesting in your life. It is a card of hope, anticipation, and joyfulness. It might indicate that auditions, interviews, presentations, promotions, and graduations are on the cards. It represents an opportunity for you to show what you are made of and to demonstrate what you can do. You have a unique set of talents, skills, and abilities that you can draw upon to spread more light in the world. We can all do little things to make the world a kinder, happier place. We can each play a part in fighting poverty, want, ignorance, bigotry, animal neglect, and so on. When the glimmering card shows up in a reading, it is suggesting that you find ways to share your own unique light with the world. What can you do today that would ease the burden of another? What kindness can you offer to society or to the animal kingdom? How can you lessen the impact of poverty in your local area? Could you donate food to a food bank or an animal charity? Could you donate or raise money for a charity that is close to your heart? Okay, so the glimmering card is inviting us to bring our light into the world. When we look at the card of keep your heart open, somehow keeping your heart open can also symbolize being compassionate, loving the world in your own small way. You let your love shine and you let that glimmering light fill up the lives of the people around us. So somehow this card invites us to be more loving, be more caring, and yes, when it comes to relationship, be more understanding, so you give people more freedom, but at the same time responding to the needs of those around us. So somehow they are coinciding right now. It seems that as we enter the first quarter moon in Libra, we are asked to be charitable. Remember the card of the Six of Pentacles, where the person balances taking, nurturing oneself, and also sharing what you receive from the divine to people who are in need. So somehow I feel that as we enter the first quarter moon in Libra, we are being invited to be more generous, being more compassionate, to share our light and share our love to the world around us. So it's nice. So generosity seems to be what is being asked of us for these next few days. Now let us try to see from the tarot cards what we will expect for the next few days. So we have here the Four of Pentacles, and then we have here the Knight of Pentacles, and then we have here the Three of Swords. Okay, so somehow when you look at it, there is a certain insecurity in this lady, limited resources. Now this could symbolize the energy of those that are in need of our love and our generosity. So this can symbolize those people who can benefit from our abundance, from our generosity. Now this can also symbolize our own energy, wherein we have this energy of want, this energy of need. Somehow the invitation is to maybe transform this energy into an energy of abundance, wherein you are aware that whatever you need, the universe will provide for you. When you have that energy of abundance, energy of thankfulness, energy of generosity, then in spite of your limited resources, you will be ready to share it also. With what little you have, you also share it with those who are less fortunate than you are. So it's I've seen it sometimes wherein people, if despite of their limited resources, they are more generous than those who have a lot of resources. For them, they are in solidarity with those who are suffering, because they too know how it is to be in need. So in a certain sense, if you right now have that feeling of limited resources, you try to see who else are also in need, who are in less fortunate situation as you are, and somehow it would make us feel that we are still fortunate, and maybe it will open our heart to share more with our limited resources. When we open our heart, the more the universe will fill up what is lacking in our lives, because the universe hates a vacuum. When they see that you are open and you share it to other people, more graces will pass by you, because they know that if they give you more grace, it will benefit not only you but also other people. So this can be two energies. It can be the energy of people who are in need, or it can be also your energy where right now you feel insecure financially or in your resources. But when you look around, you will see more people who are less fortunate than we are, and it might open our heart to share in spite of our limited resources. Now it seems that in the near future you will be working towards your prosperity or your security, but it's going to take a long process. It's not going to be an easy one. It's not like you're going to win immediately a lottery and then you will be instantly rich. Now it's going to take some time. You're going to need to work on it. You will need some patience on it, but somehow prosperity is assured of you. Now the very interesting thing about here is the Three of Swords. When you look at it, it's a little bit scary when you look at it. It might say that you might get hurt in the near future. It's possible, but it's also possible that this card is telling you that somehow you can be a source of security for those who are in pain or those who are suffering at this present time. Just a moment. Okay, something fell. And so this card fell. Maybe there's a reason why it fell. We have here the Empress. The Empress is an example of generosity, feminine generosity, fecundity, fertility, creating things. So somehow I feel, maybe the universe wants to say you can somehow be a source of consolation, source of comfort, like a mother, a motherly nature, the nurturing part. You can be a nurturing soul for those who are suffering. So those that you will encounter who are suffering right now or in the near future, you can be a source of consolation for them. And you see here, despite of the effort that you will exert before you can gain that security, somehow the challenges that you are undergoing will allow you to be more compassionate to those who are suffering. Right now, what I am feeling is this is not your energy, but the energy of the people who can benefit from your generosity, from this energy of the Empress. I don't know why this fell. Maybe the reason why this card fell is because they wanted to somehow supplement what the cards are saying right now. And the Empress has that energy of nurturing, generosity, of producing something new, bringing to the world, bringing a birth to the world. It can be bringing love also to the world. So your nurturing spirit can somehow be a source of consolation for those who are suffering. So somehow this is what I can see. Try to see if it resonates with you. Now, since we saw the Three of Swords, it can be also that in the near future, this is a warning that somehow you might encounter some heartaches, but whatever this heartaches is, or this heartache, somehow it is countermeasured by this one, which is the Empress. That somehow when you look at the Empress, she seems to be calm and composed. So if there will be some heartaches in the near future, this will pass immediately, and it will be immediately replaced by a sense of security, a sense of creativity, somebody who feels nurtured, somebody who feels loved. So if this will come in the near future, this will pass very quickly, and it will be replaced by the complete opposite, which is that of security and being loved, and also being loving. Now, for some of you, what I feel is, for many of you, these are the people that will benefit from your loving nature at this time. You are like the northern lights that fascinates the heart and the spirit. When we look at the northern lights, they enthrall us with their beauty, the glow and the changing of colors. So somehow that tenderness of the lights of the northern lights somehow can symbolize the tenderness of your spirit and the tenderness of your compassion. Okay, so let's try to end this one with an advice from the universe through the practical tarot wisdom. Now let's cut this card and try to get one card from it so that we can get a message. Okay, so the card that we have is the closing of a chapter, 10 of Swords. Okay, so for some of you, really, this can symbolize that you will discover a certain aspect in your life that is painful, but somehow this card comes out. So it says that painful chapter will close. Okay, so for some of you, yeah, there might be something very painful that you will discover. Maybe unfaithfulness also. But it will lead to a closing of a chapter, and somehow you will need to nurture yourself like the Empress, and yeah, you will regain again. So that situation will pass. It will close. So if ever this comes, or you will discover that there will be some pain, well, we have here a closing of the chapter. Now let's try to read what is the message here. It says here, "Oh, woe is you." The message here is clear. You must stop letting others walk all over you. Okay. Removing those backstabbing swords may not be easy, but once you rise up, things will get better. Time to seize your own self-worth. The only person's opinion that should matter is your own. So, don't let these things, or whatever these things that causes sorrow, affect you. Nurture yourself, and the important thing is your self-love, your opinion of yourself. If people do not treasure you, you are treasured by the divine, you are treasured by the universe, and you should treasure yourself. Okay, so you shouldn't let other people's opinion put you down. Nurture yourself and love yourself. So, yeah, so somehow for some of you, there might really be some painful situation in the near future. But don't let it put you down. As the card says, the important thing is that you love yourself. If they don't love you, then let it be. Let them go. You deserve a loving relationship. Open yourself to new possibilities. Open yourself to people who would give you the love that you deserve. Okay, so this is what we have for our Talking to the Moon series. I hope that it has given you some help in your present situation, and if this will come, at least you are already forewarned. Somehow the important thing there is when it comes, always know that the important thing is that you love yourself and you are loved by the universe, and you deserve much better than this one. So just let it be and open yourself to new possibilities. So somehow the cards also sometimes forewarn us of other possibilities, so that when they come, we are not surprised. So I hope that this has helped you at your present situation, and I hope that somehow you resonate with the reading. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.